Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the theme park evangelist. Don't mind the face mask. I always wear it underneath here when I'm at work. Anyway, so while I have some time before, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna take it off just because it looks a lot better if I have it off. Anyway, I figured since I have some time before I go back to work, I'm gonna try to do a quick discussion vlog. So I was thinking about talking to you guys about some classic Universal attractions that I would like to bring back if I could. I'm going to do at least 5 of them. I'm not going to mention anything that I have never ridden before or seen before, so keep that in mind. I'm going to pull from attractions from both Universal Studios Florida as well as Islands of Adventure. I'm not going to mention any restaurants or stores. So, yes, you guys, if you were hoping that I would talk about that bakery that unfortunately did close down like last year in the original park, then no, I will not be talking about that. As sad as that is. So, anyway, let's begin. So, if I had seen the Goosebumps show, I would have put that as number 5, but unfortunately, I have not. So, instead, for number 5, I'm gonna put the disaster slash whatever it used to be. Oh yeah, earthquake. So the reason why I'm gonna put that last is because it wasn't honestly that memorable. Like, it was good up to a point, but it wasn't that great either. Like, it had some good memorable moments. Definitely Earthquake was a lot better of a ride than Disaster. Disaster was kind of corny, if it comes down to it. I have ridden on both, and it was kind of cool getting on the whole subway and pulling forward and having this whole like natural disaster happen to you while you're in the subway, and it lasts for like 3 minutes, if that, and then they pull you back in the station. Then you go from there. Yeah, it was a cool ride. Don't get me wrong, but honestly, considering it, you know, was one of those things that just didn't last long. Like, for example, Earthquake lasted the longest. Then Disaster came along, and then they tore that out for the Fast and the Furious Supercharged ride, and who knows how long that's going to last, and then they're going to get rid of that too. So, you know how it is. And the reason why I'm talking about this is I wanted to mention that I watched Jaws for the first time last night, and it got me thinking about the Jaws ride. So, I'm going to definitely talk about that. For me, number 4, I would mention the Voyage of Sinbad show at Islands of Adventure. Unfortunately, that is not on my list. For you guys, I will mention at least Dragon Challenge slash whatever you call it, Dueling Dragons. I have ridden on Dragon Challenge. I didn't ride on it when it was called Dueling Dragons. So the ironic part is that used to be a Disney idea. Like, Disney was talking, like, what I'm trying to say is Disney originally came up with the idea and they had the rights to it, but Disney didn't want anything to do with it because they had the whole fantasy mystical area. Have you ever seen the Animal Kingdom sign and wondered why there's a dragon on it? That's because originally that whole section that is now Pandora, that used to be not Planet. Wow. Camp Mickey and Mickey. Camp Minnie and Mickey. I cannot talk. I never can talk when I'm doing these things. Anyway, so yeah, that whole section, that was supposed to be where the whole Dueling Dragons thing was going to be, and Disney decided, well, we don't want anything to do with it, so we're just going to give it to Universal, and we'll see what they want to do with it. And Universal was like, cool, we'll build a really big roller coaster. Now, I didn't overly care for Dueling Dragons because it made me sick, but honestly, the whole concept of the ride as well as just the ride itself was like super awesome. And I really like the whole Harry Potter theme. I thought it was really good. No, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want it to be put back in the place of where the Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventures is. Like, this was a one time Universal did actually replace a ride, and this ride was definitely a gazillion times better than what it used to be. And not often do you say that, but this time Universal did a really good job of replacing something. It's too bad that they didn't do that with the Fast and the Furious ride, which is the last time they replaced something. So, yeah, you know how that is. And speaking of which, that leads me to number 3. Don't think I didn't forget about this one. Twister. I would totally bring back Twister. I can tell you guys that Twister was a very sad ride to get rid of. And I know a lot of you miss Twister. And when my dad's side of the family went to go ride the New Fallon ride, race through New York, for the very first time, they were extremely disappointed. They said it was the most disappointing thing they've ever ridden in their life. And I feel like they felt the same way about the Fast and the Furious Supercharged. Even though, as I said, I didn't overly care for Disaster that much, it was still better than that. And I still like Fast and the Furious Supercharged. But, yeah. Now, as far as, Race Through New York goes, I love Race Through New York. I actually do like that ride. But if it came down to, do I like that or Twister better, I like Twister better. Twister was a really good Universal movie. I really liked the fact that they went into amazing depths showing what a tornado can do, and the CGI was incredible. And then Twister ride it out, just in general. I was like very impressed by, how many like special effects they used, and it really felt like you were there. It was kind of scary up to a point. So, we're definitely going to miss Twister for sure. And I wish I could talk longer about some of these things, but unfortunately I am running out of time, and I want to get this done before, I leave to go back to work. So that leads me to number 2. And number 2 being, let me see here, because number 1's obviously Jaws. Oh yes, number 2 is Kongfrontation, which is now The Mummy. Now, would I say that I want Kongfrontation in the place of The Mummy? No. I would like to... wow. I would like Kongfrontation somewhere else, like as a standalone attraction, but I don't want it back in the place of The Mummy. Like, The Mummy is an incredible ride, amazing backstory, and there's so much to The Mummy. Like, the queue line is incredible, but honestly, if it came down to which do I like better, The Mummy or, Kongfrontation, I still like The Mummy better, but that doesn't mean that any of you don't miss Kongfrontation. And I did ride that quite a few times. Actually, I had a close friend that operated that ride, so I do remember riding that quite a bit back in the day. And, I had a lot of good moments. I would say it's definitely the classic King Kong ride that we all miss and we still love to this day. I don't think anybody would agree that Kongfrontation is worse than the new King Kong Skull Island Reign of Kong ride at Islands of Adventure. I think a lot of you would say, Kongfrontation that used to be in the Mummy building was a lot better. So, finally, number 1, Jaws, which I don't remember if that was just what it was called. We all agree this was the best. We all agree that it was so cool being in a boat and seeing what it was like to be next to that lifelike animatronic that could like scare the living daylights out of you. This shark that literally got right next to your boat, tried to eat it, caused electrocution to happen right there in the water, caused explosions and fire. It was, an unbelievable attraction. And, the whole Diagon Alley area was so massive They had to close down Jaws. They did leave little bits and pieces of it, and so we can always remember it. But unfortunately, we will never have, the Jaws ride ever again. But it will always be right here in our hearts. And we're all gonna miss that ride so much. But anyways, guys, that's my top five. I'm sorry again, I couldn't spend more time, but you have to comment below. Tell me what your top five Universal attractions you would like to brought back, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. And I will have to do a top five Disney classic attractions I would like brought back sometime. But yes, I will see you guys in the next vlog. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.